So yeah, today we will be working on the BRZ for track prep. So track prep day one, what I wanted to do first, because I already have these, I wanted to start on the brakes, right? So remember, we're doing the Stoptech pads with the Stoptech brake lines, just the fronts. The rears, they will not be painted. So, like I said, I do have the Stoptech Stainless Steel brake lines that I bought a long time ago. I think, I don't know, months ago. Stoptech pads. Again, these are the street performance pads. Let me move this out the way. Again, these are the street performance pads by Stoptech. So we will be using Stoptech brake pads and Stoptech lines. Now, we will be using Stoptech brake fluid as well, but I don't have the fluid right now. So just in the meanwhile, so I can fill it back up, we'll be using the .3 brake fluid. This one is unopened, so I trust this one more. So we'll just be using this just to go ahead and put in there in the meanwhile. So yeah. Alright, so first things first, we gotta jack up this car. So I'm gonna set it down while I pretty much do that. Alright, so to loosen the lugs, a 19 is what you will need. Alright, and next step, we're going to go ahead and jack up the car. I'm going to jack it up from the front, so that way I can get both wheels off the ground, and I can just put a jack stand underneath it. Alright, so sorry if there's any interruption in video quality. We had to switch to GoPro because the camera, the big camera, was dying. So plus the GoPro is a little bit more nimble, so I can see a lot more stuff. Alright, so we'll be taking off the caliper bracket as well. Now it's not always necessary for you to take off the caliper bracket, but I will be actually painting the calipers and the bracket, so that's why you know, I want to take them off, because I'll be painting them, so it's just easier to take them off together. So what we'll do here is we will take off the ones here. I'm not familiar with the sizes, so I want to say that's probably a 17, which I conveniently have right here because I did an oil change earlier. But yeah, that's a 17. So squeeze that in there, and of course it is a tight fit, and it's actually on there pretty tight. So we're gonna remove that. No dice. So we're actually going to be using that did it. Sounded like it did. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that definitely broke that loose. And we'll break the bottom one loose now. Wow, so much easier. Alright. I guess you can kind of think of this as a DIY for brake changes, I guess, as well. Instead of taking off the whole caliper bracket, you'll just be removing these, which they're 14s. So yeah. Alright, and then let's pull off this caliper. Which, hello, it came off. Yay. Alright. So now that that's off, we are going to be changing the lines as well. So the lines will have to be removed. As far as I can see, it's pretty standard. There's a fitting up here that it threads into. So pretty much you just got to remove this fitting, and then there's usually a like a clip that holds this in place. So you got to remove that clip as well. There's this bracket here too that you do have to remove, which it looks like it's a 12. So let's go ahead and grab one of those. We'll use the mini. It's funny because I didn't look up anything on how to do this for the BRZ, but just standard Japanese car knowledge, just a 12, 17, and a 10 can pretty much take apart the whole car, and a 14 as well. So am I tightening it, or so this way is tight, so no, I'm loosening it. Wow, this is a major pain. And the breaker bar won't fit in there. This is weird, but these quarter ones don't have a lot of torque, so there we go. Let me just remove that. I think I could just, nope, can't thread it out by hand. So we're gonna remove that. So yeah, I just realized that these are twin piston calipers. That's pretty cool. Like I said, this is the fastest car that I've owned. So a lot of this stuff is kind of weird to me, like that it's a first performance car I've owned. Well, besides the MR2 that I used to have for a little bit, but that never worked like every other MR2. But yeah, it's kind of surprising. All right, so anyway, moving on. So we've removed that. The brake line is free, and the caliper, whole thing can move a little bit better. Now, I do want to remove this bolt, the bolt for that, but I kind of want to put a nut on it so I don't lose a lot of fluid, because I know I'll be losing brake fluid, which is fine because I anticipate it, but I don't want to lose a lot because I don't have the brake fluid that I'm going to be using, and I'll be replacing it with some other stuff. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to look up the thread for that and see if I can put a bolt in it. That way I can kind of seal it. So there's that. Also, let's measure out what my brake pad life is at and what new pads are at. So after much fighting, here they are. They're actually not bad. They are glazed already, and I can actually see that they're starting to crack. And that's, I mean, I'm not squealing that much, but I did feel that the brake pressure was not that good. So you can see some heat spots here. Like here's one here, there's another one here, and then some here. So just take note of that. I'm not going to be switching out the rotors this time. I just want to see how it works on these. I'm debating on getting them resurfaced. So I don't know, maybe we'll get the pads resurfaced. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. I'm still wowed at the fact that these are twin piston, which is pretty cool. Like I said, I've never had a performance car, so all this stuff is pretty new to me. I've always had slower cars than this. So what I decided to do instead was pretty much just take it out. I had an extra vacuum little bleeder thingy, so I'm gonna go ahead and just shove that in the hole, and hopefully that'll keep all the fluid in. If not, oh well, that's on me. So yeah, it's a 13 here. I'm just gonna grab a pan to let it drip into, so I don't get fluid all over the place, which I'm sure I'm gonna get fluid all over the place anyway. So we'll use this one. Alrighty, so let's get it. So yeah, I was lazy and I used an impact. So, and yeah, as I said, I'll be getting brake fluid everywhere. Yeah, this is just gonna drip out. So I'm gonna let that drip out here. If it all comes out, it all comes out. Alright, so now I'll take the caliper, put it upside down, and just make sure there's nothing else in it. So that seems good. Gonna go ahead and remove the 14s that are on it. And voila, caliper from the bracket. I'm gonna go ahead and take off the clip pins because I have some new ones, but I'm not gonna destroy them. Keep them off to the side. There we go. We'll also be removing the slide pins and re-greasing them, just in case. Just make sure not to lose these. So yeah, here we are, caliper stripped and everything. Caliper and the bracket. So that's going to be getting a coat of paint, and I'll show you guys the paint later. Alright, so now we'll be removing the brake line. The brake line, I want to say it's probably a 10. So we'll get a wrench here. Now what's best is using one of those crowfoot wrenches. If you don't have one, then you'll have to do like me and work with what you got, which is one of these, but this is a dual size, so it's probably standard. It's not really metric. And just for your information, I have done this before on my Civic that I used to have. So you know, I'm doing this not out of not knowing. It's just with this BRZ, I really don't know. So yeah, we're gonna loosen this, but be careful because you can strip it. That's why it's best to use one of those brake lines. brake line wrenches, and because this one's already kind of starting to not bend the way that I want it to bend. It has a coating on it, or dirt. Alright, so after much struggle, I finally was able to break this loose. So, lesson learned, go get a 10mm flare nut wrench and break it loose off of the, you know, when it's on the bracket, because you're gonna have a bad time. Ask me how I know. Like I said, this wasn't the first time that I've taken off brakes and replaced them with stainless steel lines, but I could have fooled you, right? Anyway, so right now we're taking off the fitting from the brake line. You can see the brake line is really just, I don't know. There we go. You can see the brake line is just really fucked, basically. But we're gonna hold on to them because they're still, you know, they're still good. They still work and all that. So yeah, we're gonna keep those. I really bent the hell out of this bracket and this brake line. It moved a lot, so I don't know. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up. But yeah, so now what I can do, I can open this bag. Yeah, these are the Stoptech Stainless Steel brake pads. Sorry, Stoptech Stainless Steel brake lines. I've used the Stoptech lines before and I really like them. For the price, the quality, and all that they are, they're definitely worth it. So these make it easier because it has these fittings on this end, so you can actually put a you know, a wrench instead of all that fuckery I was doing. We're just gonna screw this in the top, and that's it. I'm just gonna install these. Doesn't matter which side. Do note, please do note, this does come with hardware. So it does come with the new banjo bolt, some new copper lines, fittings, washers. Looks like wow, I could have used these earlier. This is to put in here, I believe, or in here to cap off the other line so it doesn't spill out. So might install this right now. Of course I lost one of them in the wheel. I'll get that later because I'm not revealing the wheels. We're not going to install these yet because we still have to paint the calipers. So there's that. And new holders. So we're going to install one of these right now. And yeah, so like I said, for the price and fitment and all that, these lines are amazing. Like I said, I've used them before, so you can say I'm pretty biased when it comes to these lines. Trust me, go look online. Go see if you find anything else within the same price range, same quality, and you'll be disappointed. Like I said, this new fitting is super nice. I'm gonna screw that in like that for the while, and we're going to install the lock clip. Pull it down. Use the locks here. So slowly but surely, this is going in. What we'll be using to clean up these calipers, I have them in here just to collect all the dirt and stuff. I do have a brush. I think this is a brass brush, and then this is some parts cleaner. So, you know, we're gonna go ahead and clean these up, get all the dirt off of them, and then you know, make sure they look paintable and all that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so after some time, this is what I got it down to. I'm still going to go ahead and hit it with the wheel degreaser, just to also go ahead and take care of that. I did plug the holes just in case, and so we're going to use this as well. This is Meguiar's wheel degreaser. Wheel cleaner, sorry. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the other side, which is put the stainless steel line in, take off the caliper bracket, and then try to clean up the caliper. After that, I'll come back and we will try to start priming these calipers. Alright, so when I came to do the when I came to do the passenger side, the brake hose was super seized, and yeah, I don't know if you can tell from that, but come on, focus. The fitting got stripped while I was using the right tool, the flare nut tool, the flare nut wrench fucking thing. So this thing really screwed me really bad. It stripped out the fitting. This is a 10mm. Damn, this thing won't focus, dude. Alright, well, this thing got stripped out really bad. So that's fun. There you go. So yeah, it's stripped out really bad. As you can see, it's super rounded. I tried everything. I decided to just Dremel it off, and yeah, so here I am trying to double flare a stock brake line, a 2016 brake line. I'm so pissed. I'm trying to fix this and put on the line, that way I don't have to worry about it. So just keep in I do want to give a note for anybody that's changing stainless steel lines on this BRZ. The bracket here, this bracket fucking sucks. This bracket really sucks. The way that you're supposed to do it is I don't know if you can tell right. Alright, well, you see how this has like this part here, the line goes up through there, and it's supposed to be held in by this little dent while, you know, you unscrew the nut, but that didn't happen. So here I am. Pretty much what happened was that it got caught, like that it got caught, the line got caught on the bracket or whatever on here, and as I was pulling it, it didn't have enough down or whatever. It wasn't like good enough, and it moved the line. So the line moved and nothing, you know, nothing. So then I, you know, as I was trying to remove it, it just stripped out, just kept stripping out. So I'm super bummed, but you know, what can you do? That's cars. So here I am trying to double flare the line, which is kind of difficult with it being on the car. But yeah, I had to go get some files. This is like 2 days after, so I'm gonna go ahead and file this down flat, make sure it's flat. Then I'm gonna take it off, chamfer it out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and flare it out, because apparently that's how you do it. So I'm gonna take care of that, and I'll be back. Alright, so we're back. We are gonna be painting the calipers now. I have them on this ghetto wire thing with wire hangers or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and just lay down the primer first. I cleaned them up as best as possible, and I use brake cleaner. We are gonna be using some engine enamel primer. So yeah, hopefully this works and it'll stick. I sprayed it one time with brake cleaner before I did this, so hopefully the surface is prepped enough. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll show it after if there's still light out, and then we'll go ahead and continue on with the I guess we'll do 2 coats of primer. If possible, we'll do 2 coats, and then after that we'll do the Ford blue. I'm thinking I have enough time. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how these come out. Okay, so I mean, they're kind of primed. I'm not that good at spray paint. I don't think anybody's really that good at spray painting. So I don't know. I guess I could have taped off the bleeder valve, maybe the caliper pistons, but oh well. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Or these holes as well. I could have covered those up. But we're gonna clean them up with brake cleaner once they come off. So I'm gonna try to make it to where I can just get the spots that I need to come off. But we'll take a wire brush and all that. So we'll take the extra step just to clean them up and make them look good. I'm gonna go ahead and tape it up now because I do have the tape. I did find it. I didn't find it earlier, but someone found it for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and tape up some of the important things, and then I'll go ahead and put on a second coat of primer. All right, guys. So it's the next day after I, painted the calipers and all that, and I started mocking one up. So there it is. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I do not like the color. It looks really. It just doesn't match with what I thought it was gonna look like. So here's one of the calipers. I'm gonna show you in the daylight. So as you can see here, this is in evening light. That's the color. I really don't like the color. Like, it's too dark. The video really doesn't do it justice. The camera does not. It's really light, aside from the fact that I did shitty tape jobs and all that, but I am not liking the color. It's too dark. It doesn't flow right with what I'm supposed to be doing. So I don't know. I guess what I'm gonna end up doing is taking a pressure washer, taking my pressure washer to it, and just pressure washing off all the paint that I can. So anyways, it's mocked up. I mean, honestly, like, it's just color. I can just color it again at some other time. I'm going to put everything back together, and then go ahead and put on that stuff over there, which is in another video that is like in the middle. So I don't know, it's kind of confusing. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put this back on. I have everything pretty much mocked up. That's actually tight. The back bolts are tight. Are they? No. So I got to tighten those, and then I got to tighten the line, the brake line, and then I'm going to move on to the driver's side. The driver's side sucks because it's up against this wall, and I'm way too close to the wall. So yeah, it's not that fun. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I guess I don't know. Maybe I'll put it on a time lapse, so that way you have something to watch. So yeah, here we go. We got the brakes put on and everything. So like I said, I'm not really happy with the color. This is Matthew. Say hi, baby. Hi, YouTube. Anyway, so we got the brakes put on, but like I said, I don't really like the color. So I think what I'm going to end up having to do is pressure wash the calipers where the paint will just chip off, spray it with some like paint remover or something, and then just I don't know, spray it off or something. I'm going to have to figure something out, or I'll just live with the blue. Honestly, like I said, I really don't like it. Maybe if I put a clear coat, it might look better. But honestly, I didn't want to do that. So I'm sorry I didn't put a time lapse for putting it back together. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Putting it back together, there's two 14s, two 19s, and then a 12 for the bleeder screw. I mean, for the bleeder, whatever, the valve. So yeah, we're gonna be using Stoptech fluid, and then I'm picking up tomorrow. So there's that. So we went ahead and flushed all the brakes out. So I do want to give a big thank you to Dave Staba at DDPR here in Sealy, Texas. Dave, I appreciate you hooking me up with Stoptech. I asked a question on the Houston 86 group. Everybody kind of tried to educate me for, I don't know, like a week or whatever. And then Dave asked well, he didn't really know that Stoptech had some, but he said if they do have it, I can get it for you. I said, let me know the price. He let me know. I told him I'll pick it up on Saturday, and there you go. So this one's empty, and this is my backup. So just in case I need brake fluid, I do have it again, and if I need to flush them out, there you go, I have them again. So thank you to Dave again at DDPR here in Sealy, Texas. I do encourage you guys to check DDPR out, especially if you have an MR2, or I know he's on the Texas MR2 page, which I was on when I used to have my MR2, so that's where I kind of recognize his name from. So yeah, anyway, so next you'll be able to see the next up is the wheels. So the wheels video is gonna be next, but if you want a sneak peek, yeah, there's your sneak peek. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Track day is September 23rd to 24th. That's next Saturday and Sunday. Today is Sunday the 17th. So I'm literally only 7 days away, but I will say that I am officially prepared, or am I? Find out. Stay tuned and find out. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.